Hello, my name is Nicholas, and I'd like to share some information on Proposition 21. To give you a brief background, rental housing can be expensive in the state of California and sometimes cost double the national average according to the Legislative Analyst's Office. This leads to competition for housing for those who want to live in California because of the limited amount of space. Proposition 21 allows local government's authority to enact rent control on residential property. This proposition will apply to residential properties over 15 years old, according to Voters Guide ca.gov. Voting yes means state law would allow cities and counties to apply more kinds of rent control to properties than those under the current law and would last until January 1st of 2030. Voting no means the state would maintain current limits on rent control. So in other words, rent control can be thought of as setting a limit on annual rent increases to protect the tenants from eviction without cause. Several cities in California have rent control laws, including Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Jose. These rates increase because landlords are looking to make a profit in the end. I'm going to pass it to my colleague.
Hi, my name is Josh. The current homeownership rate in America is 64.4%, and the percentage of households renting them are 34.4%. As we all know, this year has been difficult. It has forced us to adjust to these new changes and restrictions. Most of us have lost our jobs, and many of the businesses we worked for are no longer. As Nicholas previously stated, Proposition 21 can protect tenants from eviction without cause. This provides security for renters. Proposition 21 can also help reduce the amount of homelessness and slow down gentrification. You will now hear the negative effects of Proposition 21.
Hello, my name is April Adams. I am a member of the Apartment Owners Association of Greater Los Angeles, and today I will share with you some of the reasons why Proposition 21 is not good for California. As an example, rent control in Los Angeles was established in 1978, and since 1978, the revenue we collect in property taxes has not kept up with the social needs of our population. Property tax revenue goes towards funding schools, providing social services, and creating jobs for the community, all of which keep people out of prison. Well, dangerous schools, lack of jobs, and high incarceration rates plague rent control communities because there's not enough property tax revenue to fix it. There's not enough property tax revenue because nobody wants to buy there. Nobody wants to buy there because of rent control. Basically, rent control creates the ideal of a low-income community, which is not attractive to buyer, and reduces our property tax revenue and prevents rent control communities of providing the assistance that is needed to the residents of that community. Rent control is being touted as a solution for high rent, but rent control is not the solution. Rent is high in California because there aren't enough houses. It is estimated that we need to build approximately 300,000 housing units per year to keep up with our population demand. One solution is politicians should work to change the laws that prevent building those new homes. Another solution is to provide a livable wage. Wages have not kept up with the cost of living. Californians need to hold politicians accountable. They have ignored our deteriorating communities, ignored our gang-infested schools, our lack of jobs, lack of social services, and our lack of housing, which contributes to the growing prison population and Skid Row population. People can't afford rent because there are too many people bidding up the prices on too few houses available. Politicians say the solution is rent control, but it's not. Rent control is a band-aid. So on November 3rd, you should vote no on Proposition 21. Something needs to be done, and the solution is to remove the barriers and create more housing and provide a livable wage. Vote no on rent control. Vote no on Proposition 21.
Hello again, Nicholas here. I want to close out by sharing some facts and statistics. In this map, one can see the different zones on where Proposition 21 applies in Los Angeles. Another fact, Forbes reported that low and moderate income households rely heavily on economic impact payments, aka EIP. In addition to this, 2/3 of renter households with incomes below $25,000 used some of their economic impact money to make rent, shown here in this graph below. I hope some of you gained important information by learning about Proposition 21.